as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go your way. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, hey, hey.
Welcome back to Marbella Now. My name is Nicole King, and I'm delighted to welcome to the programme today another Biz Lunch winner. Jeremy Ferguson held his fabulous business lunches, great group of people, and they're now getting the chance to come on the programme. And the lucky winner today is Chris from Upsticks. Yay! Hi, Chris.
How you doing, Nicole?
Very well. Nice to meet you.
Good, nice to meet you.
I'm still in shock that you're looking as geary, as foreign as you do. And I said, do you speak Spanish? And he came back with a perfect yes. Was not expecting that. Your Spanish is perfect.
Well, thank you. Thanks. Yeah, I've been here a few years now, so...
but normally makes no difference for an English person
yeah.
how long they've been here.
Yeah.
Did you move to Spanish area? What's your story of moving over?
So initially I moved to Salou in the north of Spain,
yes.
in Tarragona, and I worked in the hotels. So of course, being 21, when I came over, you sort of gravitate towards 21-year-olds. And all the people who worked in the hotel, the waiters and stuff as well, they were all my age group and we were all Andalusians. So we lived together, and within a year, you know, you learn language.
So even in the north of Spain, you're already learning Andaluz?
That's how I ended up here, yeah, because even in the north of Spain, generally workers would migrate to work in the hotel trade, and obviously I met them, and the funny thing is now my friends still live there, and I ended up moving here, fell in love with Andalusia, and here we are.
So you've been down here how long?
Since 2007. So yeah,
quite a while now. You feel like a local?
I do. Yeah, I love it here. Yeah, it's sort of more than half my life now. So, and I've always felt more. It's strange. I always felt home in Andalusia. The moment that we arrived, and I arrived with my wife, and we were actually on holiday, we've got to go and see this Andalusia place, you know. And where my friends were, and we just fell in love, and we're like, we're going.
So your kids have been born here as well? I mean,
yeah, in the university hospital in Malaga. So they're completely bilingual, both of them. So yeah, they have a lovely life here in Andalusia. They really do. They
really do. And I'm thinking back now with Brexit.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I came before Spain was part of the economic European community, and we had to get work permits, and it was difficult. I don't think it was half as traumatic. I remember saying, oh, well, we did this before, we can do it again.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's a lot different to start coming over. We can't do like you and I did.
No.
Let's give it a go. There's no more giving it a go. You've got to come prepared.
Yes, no, you have now. I mean, now talking about the withdrawal agreement's ended, although you can still, I mean, we're getting towards the point where you're not going to be able to the end of this month, but people who are, which there can't be that many people now, who have still not submitted their paperwork but qualify within the withdrawal agreement, you can still do it. But now with third country nationals, so the visa process starts from the country of origin, from the UK. So if you want to come and live in Spain, permanently outside of the Schengen allowance, shall we say, then you have to have a visa. And
it's not just the visa, because that is paperwork, which I could do also during the time, but now you have to have financial stability. I mean, that is a big one for people. Just let's give it a go. You've got to now have a plan, an investment.
A bigger plan, a bigger plan. So like the financial stability for an EU national or someone who within the withdrawal agreement there's a system in Spain called EPREM, which let's just call it. It's like
what?
EPREM.
EPREM, okay.
It's like let's call it a minimum wage. It's a base for minimum wage. It's about 6,700 euros. And the immigration authorities use that as a calculation on how much money you need to survive and how they grant their residency statuses. So somebody from the EU, for example, here in Malaga has to prove they've got 100%, so around 6,700 euros income for the year. Whereas now, for a non-lucrative visa, for example, you need to prove you've got 400%. So, up to 27,000 euros just for the first year. And then if you come to renew that, then the second you've got to prove after the first year, you've got double that for the following 2 years. So, yeah, there's a lot of formats with the visas, different visas you can go for, but they all have stricter requirements now.
The reason, I should clarify, that I'm asking Chris all these questions is because Upsticks dedicates primarily to residences, bringing your car over, everything to do with moving to Spain. Is that correct?
That's right. So our main focus is residencies and registering vehicles, because the two come hand in hand. And then obviously we help people with other things as well, and we have a bit of an ecosystem of other companies which assist us, and we do mainly the residency and the vehicle applications.
So obviously this has been a busy time for you, and you're feeling quite happy that so many people suddenly decided to do residency.
Well, yeah, it's been absolutely crazy. I can't lie. Since July, so it was very busy before. Obviously, we had the lockdown period, and when we came out the lockdown period, we had a short time where we were still processing residencies the old way. You know, we used to get the little green cards, and we used to have to go to the police station. And then in July that changed, and with the UK not extending the withdrawal agreement, taking the option to extend it, the 4th of July law was passed that now everybody has to apply within the withdrawal agreement for the new TIE card, and things got very complicated then, and busy.
The TIE card, as I understand it, we will all have to have it, but the emphasis right now is on those who don't have any residency documentation. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, the TIE card, for people who already had the green either certificate or the little card, and it's still optional, though it is advisable. It really is. I mean, you speak to anybody, any of the extranjerias here in Malaga or across Andalusia, they will say it's now time, you need to get it swapped, you know. But yes, the focus has definitely been the last 6 months on people who've had nothing, who have not regulated their situation in Spain. And yeah, it's been a very hectic time.
Is it something that you can do for a client, or do they have to be part of the process? Or can someone say, Chris, do my paperwork, and just send you stuff and you get on with it?
So the withdrawal agreement residencies, which we're coming to an end of now, we can do the first part, which is getting the actual resolution, which means you've been approved. And then after that, you have to go yourself to, well, we assist people at the police station where they have to give fingerprints and actually prove who they are. The visas, now the new system, you have to go in person to your embassy or consulate, the closest one in the UK. So what we do is we basically consult and assist people in the preparation of what they need to take with them. They then go to the appointment, they get their visa, and then when they come to Spain, they'd have to go through the process of getting their TIE card, of which we can assist them with as well.
The social security is also another whole rigmarole. Can you help with that as well? Because that's also, again, part sort of that parcel.
Yes, yeah, we do. I mean, it's the social security. Though I have to say, in Malaga, they've been very good. They've started to, for example, registering S1 certificates, which is the healthcare, exportable healthcare. They've started accepting stuff via email, which, you know, here sometimes is impossible, so they've been very good. And we assist people with that as well, just making sure that the right documents get to the right place, you know, at the right time, and then obviously the doctors get registered as well. So, yeah.
Do you find that many people bring their cars over with them? I mean, I remember bringing mine over, and then not realising I had X amount of time to declare it, so I wouldn't have to pay the taxes. And is that still the same, or what's the situation if people want to bring the wrong side drive car over to Spain?
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't recommend it, but
Yeah, it's still the same. So we found lots of people bring their vehicles with them. Again, that changes now slightly for vehicles. At the moment, we're sort of having this, we're in a period of tidying up. So there's vehicles which were here before the end of the last year. And luckily here, again, in Andalusia, they've been very good with the rules. Other areas of Spain have been very strict, and they're classing these vehicles that they come from a third country, and they need all sorts of paperwork to get in. Whereas here, the DGT, first of all, traffic authorities, are allowing them to waive the need for VAT and duty if they can prove they were here before the end of last year. And the same with the ITV stations, the places where we do the technical examinations. As long as you can prove that the vehicle was here last year and it meets certain requirements, they're letting it pass as a European vehicle. Moving forward is slightly more difficult, because if you're bringing a vehicle from the UK, it would have to go through aduanas, through customs and excise, and get paperwork there. You can still waive the taxes as long as you do it within the time scale, but yeah, it's slightly more complicated.
How did you get into this? Because it's complex, and the Spanish systems, there's loads of procedures, and you seem to understand it perfectly.
Well, when I did my own residency back in the year 2000 in Tarragona, which was slightly different. I'm sure it was very similar to your experience, where 4 days queuing outside of a police station. You know,
I mean, I couldn't even understand what the padron was the first time I registered on the padron. I was like, what would this be in England? I mean, I couldn't even get a concept of what was going on and why I had to do this. It was...
Yeah, you can't comprehend, can you? But it's very difficult
Just the
for us
word.
to, if this doesn't exist here, what is it here? You know, but so I did mine, obviously, and I was always, even back then, I was helping people once I did mine, and my Spanish was quite good because of the situation I was playing for. I lived with Spaniards, and I kind of gravitated into that when I then moved to Andalusia. So initially, when we moved here, there was this massive housing boom, as you can imagine, before the crash. And when we came here, everybody said, with your Spanish, you'll make a fortune as an estate agent. You know, you'd be brilliant. And then a year after we moved, the whole thing collapsed. It's okay then, well, we'll knock that on the head and we'll have a look at paperwork. And since then, I've been doing paperwork, and it's grown into the business I've got today.
Do you enjoy it? Because you have to kind of like it, because otherwise you just get lost in paperwork.
I do. I enjoy the challenge. You know, you always get like a yes, you know, like I had a great day today, for example. I've been in Motril today. And Motril, we're doing the stage 2 appointments for people who've had their approval. Now, all the work is really in that, getting that approval. You know, you get that approval letter, and then going to the stage 2 appointments, actually just the cherry on the cake. I often don't meet the clients before that point, you know, and that's a really nice thing when you go to meet the clients and, you know, you've met them digitally, but you've never actually met them in person, and they're really happy because they've got their approval. And they're really just to give the fingerprints and wait for the cards. So, yeah, that's a big, I love that bit.
What have you seen have been the main concerns or the things that surprised you that people haven't been able to get their heads around?
Oh, that's a difficult one. I think the fact that it's actually happening, you know, there's been, you know, I still have, up till like yesterday, people phone me up saying, I'm thinking about getting residency and they've been here 15 years, and I'm thinking, you know, yeah, it's the main concerns, I think, have been people's concern whether how long they can stay for. You know, the concerns are with the current paperwork that they've got, whether they're going to be permanent, whether they're temporary, whether they've got enough money to stay. You know, stuff like that. You know, we get a variety of questions every day.
I mean, there's such a huge percentage of what they call the swallows that are now having to make that decision of where they want to be. That must be confusing if you've got enough money to be worried about it.
It is, you know, it is. It's you know, it's caused a lot of people to make big decisions, you know, and have to assess, you know, their life differently. You know, maybe both with residency, so we deal with residencies, but obviously there's a whole fiscal side which we don't deal with, but people have had to really tighten their belts and make sure that their folder's in order, should we say. So,
what would be your recommendation for those who still haven't done anything when this end of this month is kind of like a significant cut-off date?
It is. Well, I mean, you need to do it now. You know, so within the withdrawal, if you're living in Spain, you're in Spain currently now, and you still haven't done anything at all. Although it's a little bit more complex, it breaks down into 3 things. It breaks down into, if you're going to apply for residency within the withdrawal agreement, you have to prove that you've been here and it is your habitual residence. You've got healthcare that was in place last year, not this year, and economic means to support yourself. With those 3 things.
Healthcare is important.
Healthcare is very important.
Even if you have a work permit?
Oh no, so if you're working or you're autonomo, we're talking about 2020 now, so the people who are here at this precise moment still haven't registered. If you were registered as autonomo or had a work contract, then you're fine because your healthcare is covered. Retirees have S1s, and everybody else would need private healthcare. Yeah, so that's.
Okay, so it's not difficult. It's just steps to be taken. Is it costly to get residency?
No. I mean, within the withdrawal agreement, it can cost you anything between the actual application itself to the government is free. The government don't charge you to apply. You'd have to pay a professional if you want somebody to help you. And then when you get to stage 2, the taxes is only €12 to get your TIE card, and they've stuck to the original EU fee, which is good. So basically, most of the cost would be obviously your healthcare, translations of documents that you would need, and then someone to help you do it. Basically.
Which is advisable, especially if you've left it this long.
Yeah.
If you've left it this long, Ring. Why Upsticks?
Because of the experience. I mean, you go when working with immigration, you literally it's a crazy world. You know, depending on which folder the desk lands on, it could get treated differently. So every time that you put an application in, you learn what's working, what's not working. You know, so the experience.
I was going to say that because in Spain,
Yeah.
one of the good things is that in certain circles you still have the old school type of, if I know you, the file goes to the top. If I like you, but if I don't, it just keeps going to the bottom. So
It is. I mean, it used to be up till July. It actually used to be a little bit like that in terms of. I used to enjoy going to the police stations and seeing people and having that little battle at the desk, qualifying the objections, as we say. So they'd say, "Well, we're hanging about this." I say, "Hang on a minute. We've got experience. You accepted this, etc." And luckily, I actually got to do that this week with a couple of new Irish residencies. But the withdrawal agreement residencies were done all online. So they're sent off. So then you get, most of the time they come back fine, but you do learn, you know, as you go along, the paperwork that they're requesting. Places, for example, like provinces like Granada and Malaga, completely different in their requirements, you know, but you learn that as you're going along. We're applying the same rule, but anyway.
good thing you're doing it and not me, is all I can say. Certainly sounds confusing, but something that needs to be done if you're planning on staying.
Yes, yeah, it is. And then obviously if you're planning on coming, well, it's a whole new ball game now, starting in the UK.
But you can contact you for that also.
Oh yeah, sure. And I mean, the good news is, I mean, there's been a lot of sort of bad news at the moment economically, and we haven't got a lot of movement. But the good news is we're getting a lot of interest from people who still want to come over, who still want to build their life in Spain, and can afford to do so and meet the requirements. And I think we're still going to be in for, hopefully, the end of the year, a good year.
Well, in fact, it might even be better off. I mean, it's a shame, but it might be better off for the country, people only coming that can afford to be here.
Yeah. I mean, the people who now come, and everybody, in a way, it's been a good thing because we've had a lot of people who have now legalised their situations. A lot of people didn't realise they were illegal as well. You know, that's the thing. And people
They live such geary lives.
Yeah.
No, it's like,
yes.
I think a lot of people don't even know there's a town hall.
Yeah.
It just doesn't even come up because they're just literally on the beach having drinks.
Yeah, it's like it's a thing. If you're not used to it and you've not got any cause to do anything, you don't realise you're doing wrong. And I think this whole process has been good to get people legal, you know, and people are realising that they need to maybe register to pay taxes and stuff like that. And obviously people who are coming now are very well clued up on what they have to do because they have to do before they come. So I think all in all, you know, we're going to have a good end of year, and moving forward, people are desperate to get out of the UK now and build their lives in Spain.
We will get through this.
We will.
And with Chris's help, you'll do it painlessly, and all the paperwork will be done. Sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
Chris, thank you so much.
Well, thanks for inviting me.
No, really, it's a very interesting and important topic right now, and I know people need help, so hopefully you can call Upsticks if you've got any problems or queries, and they will sort something out.
For sure, we will do.
Y muy bien que hablas español y todo.
Muchas gracias.
Parece muy guiri, pero encima habla español perfectamente. Qué
Parece
ilusión. Thank you so much, Chris. Right. And a big thank you to Jeremy Ferguson and Biz Lunches for the introduction. We're going now to some messages from our sponsors. Remember, free taxi up to 4 times a month with Linear Directory if you've got your policy with them. Not shabby at all. And lots of other special things if you've got NIE and you live in the province of Malaga. Some messages also from our Zero Hero partners. We'll be back after the break.
Judy and John are getting along famously. They have so much in common, which now includes both being too tipsy to drive home.
Oh, John, you can't drive home like that. Neither can I.
John looks worried, but not our Judy. She simply calls Linear Director for a free taxi and a tow truck to take her and her car home. Call Linear Director on 952 14 78 34 to see how they can better your life too. Judy likes to consider herself a clever young woman, which is why she thought very carefully before choosing her insurance company. Now that she needs it, she's jolly glad she chose Linear Director, as it looks as if she might have something better to do. Why don't you be clever, like Judy? Call Linear Director on 952 14 78 34 and see which policy is best for you.
McNulty's is proud to be a Zero Hero partner.
Out of bounds, Zero Hero Partners.
Here we are, sticker going on, delighted to welcome everybody and to be part of the Zero Hero campaign. Delighted.
Hi guys, Kazatua is proud to welcome the Zero Heroes. So come on in and enjoy free soft drinks for anyone who is the designated driver. Thank you, Nicole.
Poison arrows shoot straight to your heart. Hey, hey.
So you can see where to go when you, and if you need to do your paperwork, and if you'd like Upsticks to do the paperwork for you, another good option. I took the suggestion to park here in La Cañada shopping centre car park and walk down. So let's go. First thing, looking for a zebra crossing, but please do remember, in Spain it's not the same as in England, for example. People don't automatically stop. In fact, this guy, in case of doubt, has just gone for it. So please be careful on the zebra crossings. They don't automatically give you right of way. The fire station over there. AAA Animal Rescue Centre is up there on the Open Road. And now I'm going to walk down towards the city centre.
Let the feeling into your soul. Let it set you on your way. No need to hesitate. Time to make a change. There'll be no trouble tearing us apart. Brothers, sisters, one beating heart. We can change.
Morning, how are we doing?
Good, really good.
Good.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. So we've just got a client in there now. He is a U-type, what we call a U-type, so he's registered within the withdrawal agreement to get his residency. He's got his resolution, successful resolution, and he's in there now doing his paperwork.
Okay, well let's wait for him to come out.
So you see when he comes out, yeah.
Ah, so there's quite a lot of people here. Do you have to come by appointment?
You do, yeah, you have to book an appointment online. So we book it for the clients, obviously. And then we prepare them a folder. There you go, a bit of promotion.
Let's have a look. Upsticks folder.
Upsticks folder, the name on. And then they go in with their folder. We run through the process with them because at the moment, because of COVID restrictions, obviously we're not allowed in. Unless there's an issue that we need to deal with, then they'll let us in and give us a shout. But all things well, he'll come out with a piece of paper and he'll be done and ready to pick up his card in 6 weeks.
Watch this space.
Watch your space. What happens here is that each person that comes out has a different function. So you'll have, for example, the guy who's just come out now, he's shouting for EU residency applicants. There's a lady who comes out and shouts Brexit. She deals with the Brexit applications. You've got an NIE person. The guys in the uniforms generally deal with the Spanish passports and the NE, which they do here as well. But that's on the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side is where they deal with all the foreigner stuff.
Has it made a difference with COVID to all the procedures?
Do you know, it has in terms as we're not allowed in, but in a way it's actually better because A, you have to be very well prepared, you know, but B, the appointments are booked online, they generally run on time, and it's very controlled, I have to say.
Yeah, your people are in even earlier than anticipated.
Yeah, they are, you know, and Marbella is very good. We have to take our hats off to them here. They control it very, very well. They're very responsive as well to any issues, and there's one thing I can say, we have to take our hats off to Marbella, you know, they're doing a great job here.
That was a good... Chris, this is obviously great news. You're obviously delighted.
Delighted.
How long have you lived here, can I ask?
Probably 7 months now.
Oh, okay, so you are a newbie to the coast. It's not like you've been here 17 years and are just getting it together.
Correct, brand new.
So even regardless of the Brexit, you have felt no worries about moving over here?
Absolutely not. Closer to family, beautiful environment. Want to integrate with the culture and learn the language, and yeah, really looking forward to it.
Fabulous. So Chris, what's gone down?
So Gareth is a true withdrawal agreement application, from start to finish. And he's basically now got his successful resolution. He's been in, given his fingerprints, verified that he's here in Spain, and now he's just got to wait 45 days for his card. So this document here that he's got is what's legal for him to drive around with, etc., etc. He can use this as proof of his legal residence in Spain. Then we book him 45 days, his appointment to come back. We come with him just to make sure that everything goes down okay, and they get their card all right, and then he'll have his 5-year residency card.
I don't believe, well, when I was in the UK, you didn't have to give fingerprints unless you were a criminal.
Right.
What does it feel like, giving your fingerprints?
Absolutely nothing to worry about unless you've done something you shouldn't.
Good answer. But no, just the idea of it from the movies, taking your prints.
Yeah.
Well, fabulous. Well, super. Congratulations.
Well, brilliant. Well, thanks for coming down. So, there you go. You keep this.
Okay.
I'm going to need
Upsticks. I hope you enjoyed that surprise visit with Chris of Upsticks to the Marbella police station, so you could see a TIE being asked for live, in person. It's not as scary as you think, but I do think that having a professional to help you out is highly recommended. That's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to welcoming you back tomorrow with more of what's going on in Marbella now. In the meanwhile, take care of yourselves, be nice to each other, y nos vemos mañana.
We can change if we try.